Your Excellency Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, truly an honor to be with you all here at the opening of this landmark Gender Balance Forum at the World Government Summit 2025. Our journey towards gender balance has been transformative. In fact, I like to recall a story. 10 years ago at the World Government Summit, born out of a closed session, a brainstorming session, we brought women leaders and men leaders together and we talked about gender balance 10 years ago. In that meeting, a lot of ideas came about. But one of the ideas that was interesting is that most countries need to have a council or an entity that is constant, close to decision makers to make change happen. And that's what happened. In that closed meeting, we were honored by the presence of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President, Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, and he heard that session and immediately he enacted the creation of the Gender Balance Council. The Gender Balance Council was born out of a discussion at the World Government Summit and it's chaired now by Her Highness Sheikh Manal bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. We need to recognize that the role of women is not just as participants in our national development, but as leaders, as innovators, and as change makers. From that moment, our commitment towards the position of UAE as a model for gender equality worldwide has been constant. We have enacted more than 22 different legal changes and amendments to address gender equality. Some of them are related to labor laws, others are on personal status legislation and governmental representation. In 2019, a historical decree was mandated. Over 50% of women are now parliamentary members. This has propelled UAE as the first place globally in female parliamentary representation. This is a progress by design, not by chance. It is a result of deliberate policies and targeted initiatives and strategic partnerships. In 2020, we also took another bold step. We mandated that at least one woman has to be represented in every corporate board in a publicly listed companies. As a result, 200% has increased in that. A total of 141 women are board directors today, and they hold seats. But that is not enough. That is a mandate of one. By next year, we hope to see that they have seen the impact of women's contribution in publicly listed companies, and we hope to see that double again. The UAE has always led in terms of equal pay laws, ensuring that men and women are receiving equal wages. Things that we take for granted, but unfortunately still exist for many parts of the world. We have recognized that the workplace inclusivity is equally important. National priorities such as nurseries in government departments to support working parents have been a pioneering and an initiative that we have enacted over 10 years ago. I'm a mother of 4 and I have benefited from that as well. Being the first country in the region to introduce paternity leaves, because men also need to step up. They also need to have the ability to support the woman. By adding paternity leave also allows the men to be equal partners in the society and in family cohesion. Our federal government a few years ago enacted something interesting that I'd like to share with you. Our Gender Balance Index. This is a unique index that we have created specifically in the UAE government. It provides critical insights of where do we stand, because I think there was a lot of myth that we have many women in government, why do we need more? But actually this sort of put an equal fair game with every single government entity. And we measured key things. How many women are in leadership positions, not the top job, but in the second and the third tier? How many women are in that position? How many women are in technical roles? Technical roles being, we don't want them just in administrative roles. What about roles when it comes to engineering, education, and health? How many women are in that sector as well? But we also wanted to measure, are we working in an environment that is inclusive and equitable for women and men equally? And what is the pulse check on that? So we've been measuring this annually. I'd like to share some of the results. So women in leadership roles, when we started out, was only 43%. It was only 287. Today, it is 411, so a jump of 43%. And this is not by enacting any law, by just stating the obvious, stating the numbers, and progressively that changed. Equally, in technical fields, women now constitute 56% of the workforce in our public sector. But more importantly is the qualitative survey. We asked equally men and women, and we asked them, do you feel it's an inclusive environment for you to work in? And both originally in 2016 felt 45% that the environment was inclusive. Today, it is 87%. So a lot of things to be proud of, a lot of initiatives and collective work, because as you mentioned, Your Excellency, it's not about women. For women, it is an equal partnership of men and women together working to push this agenda through. Thankfully, with all of these initiatives, UAE is now ranked the 7th globally in the UNDP's Gender Equality Index and has advanced 47 places in the WEF Gender Gap report as well. Yet, we still have a long way to go. And we understand that, we realize that, and our commitment extends beyond national borders. Through initiatives like the UAE Center for Excellence for Gender Balance, we are fostering a regional collaboration, sharing best practices. This forum is about listening to each other, learning from each other, benefiting from the great examples that we've heard. I've already taken notes from your examples, so thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, the UAE has shown that UAE gender balance is not an abstract goal, it is a reality we are building every day. The future we envision is one where opportunity knows no gender, where policies support progress, and where every woman and man is empowered to reach their full potential. Thank you so much.